Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Lin Fung from Eduling, and this is the Research Paper 1 course. So far, you have learned different concepts in language learning, including motivation, engagement, foreign language enjoyment, and foreign language anxiety. By completing lessons through the Eduling Speak app, you have also read a paper that I wrote with other researchers. As an example, you have completed a survey measuring foreign language enjoyment and foreign language anxiety. In addition, we have explored different parts of a research paper. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact requirement of your study, of the study that you are going to conduct. Okay, so for this paper, I would like you to investigate the relationship between foreign language enjoyment and other variables, as well as the relationship between foreign language anxiety and other variables. Other variables here may include foreign language achievement, gender, age, and education level. This is the process that I recommend. First, we are going to create a survey so that you can send to potential participants through a Google form. Actually, we already have this survey, so I'll share a link with you so that you can share with your participants. Then you need to recruit participants. It means that you need to try to get as many people to complete the questionnaire as possible. After you have the data back, you're going to analyze the data, and then you're going to write a report. This is the requirement for the report. It should be at least 800 words, or exactly, it should be between 800 to 1,000 words. So you should not go below it or above 1,000 words here. There are 4 parts in your paper. Since it is short, you can combine different sections. So you can have the introduction and the literature review together, the method section, the results or the findings section, and the discussion and conclusion section that can be combined also. Now let's talk a little bit about the different parts of your paper, and I'm going to give you some examples from my paper with other researchers that you have read. So the first part is the introduction and the literature review together. The purpose here is for you to introduce the topic, of course, and in my paper, the topic is engagement. So I start by introducing the concept of engagement in different contexts, and then I focus on engagement in second and foreign language learning. I also define and explain the concepts, and in this case, it is engagement. And this is a sentence that maybe you can use in your paper also. I say, engagement has long been conceptualized as, and you can see that the present perfect tense is used here to introduce what other people have written about this concept. Another sentence that you can use to define the concept is to mention the authors. A recent article by blah, 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 2016 defines engagement as. So you can see that the verb defines is used here. Or you can say authors, multiple authors, define engagement as. So I give you 2 sentences here that you can use if you want to define a concept. Now, again, to continue with this section, you need to also review some literature. You need to review what previous research and scholarship have discovered about the concepts or the constructs of your study. In my paper, because my topic is engagement, then I need to review previous research about engagement. And again, here I highlight some language that you may be interested in using in your paper. So I write, in the context of a task, attempts have been made to measure engagement. And again, you see the present perfect tense here. Previous research has indicated that, and then make sure to cite the research that you read. At the end of the introduction and literature review, you should introduce your own research questions at the end. And in my paper in particular, I use a very simple sentence to introduce the research questions. So I can say below are the 2 research questions in the study. Research question 1, and you should write the question there. And then research question 2, write the question there. The method section is actually, like I say, the simplest section to write because you describe exactly what you did. And exactly here in the sense that you have to describe it with enough details so that other people can kind of imitate you if they want to do the same study. So in my paper, I wrote about the participants, and definitely you should describe your participants. My participants were 24 students enrolled at a Thai university. And then you can describe the procedures of how you conduct the research or conducted the research. In my paper, the students worked in groups of 3. They completed 2 tasks, and then they completed a questionnaire after each task. I describe in detail what I did in the research. And then you need to also describe the instrument. And in this case, your instrument and my instrument also is a questionnaire. So you may explain who developed the questionnaire, and you can say a questionnaire developed by blah, blah, blah. It used 23 6-point Likert scale items. So you remember I explained these concepts in the previous week. Likert scale, 6-point, how many items, and you can use this sentence if you would like to in your paper. And then I explain more about the questionnaire. The questionnaire has 6 components. It measured enjoyment with 5 items, anxiety with 4 items, freedom of expression with 4 items, blah, blah, blah. So you should provide more detail about your instruments like this. And again, still in the method section, you need to also describe your data, right? After you collected your data, then what kind of data you had. In my paper, I had questionnaire scores, but I also had interactional variables. You should also describe data analysis, how you analyze your data. In my paper, I calculated the average score for each component, for each student, for both tasks. And then I used a software application called SPSS to create descriptive statistics. And I also ran other statistical tests to analyze the data. Now, the results, this is the most important section of your paper. The purpose is to describe the results, or you can call the findings to answer the research questions. And you can use some sentence structures like data analyses showed that. Usually the past tense is used here. Or you can say table 1 shows the descriptive statistics of, if you have a table. And then describe your finding. Regarding subjective responses, learner reported. You can use the word reported here, especially when you use a questionnaire. So learners reported higher levels of enjoyment, focus, freedom of expression, and anxiety. Now, with the discussion and the conclusion, the purpose of this section is to discuss and interpret the findings. You can explain why there are such findings and connect the findings with existing literature. And you can also make recommendations. These are some sentences that you can use. You can say the study indicates that, and then you can make a comment. So those are the main requirements for the research paper that you are going to write. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to cite sources and put together a reference list.